the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson.
I want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me run the same course. I'm slipping down a chain reaction. And here I go, here I go, here I go, go. And once again I'm yours in fractions. It takes me down, pulls me down low. Honey, it's raining tonight, but storms always have an eye. Tell me you're covered tonight, or tell me lies, I want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me, we're the same force. I want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me run the same course.
We've got an electric crowd here in Golden State's Oracle Arena. It's the Los Angeles Clippers facing the Golden State Warriors. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Now here's Thompson. Green kicks to Spates. Here's Livingston. And the three off target. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the small forward.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Now here's Redick. Pass to Griffin. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Green, the pass to Livingston. The drive by Green. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Redick dishes to Griffin. And it's good. Griffin's got 10 points in the game.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
Well, with the season the Warriors put together, they came out way ahead of everybody else in the West. I mean, given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
And stolen by Redick. Here's Pierce, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Warriors took apart the West last season. They went 42-10 against the rest of the conference. The games between them and second place in the West were the same as the games between second place and eighth in the West.
And the Warriors didn't just pick on the little guys. I mean, they had big wins over the top teams in the West. Against the rest of the playoff teams, the Warriors were a whopping 20-5.
And the Clippers making a change here. Crawford's checked in, and Green gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Crawford kicks to Redick. The three, and he gets it to go. Redick's got his first 3 points of the game.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Crawford outside. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Spates. Ball against Green. Spates, the pass to Green, launches it. Crawford with the rebound. Clippers leading by 9. Paul kicks to Pierce. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far, stretching the lead into double digits already.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Well, Paul Pierce hinted that he could hang him up soon. He had that amazing run, has nothing left to prove in the NBA, and I would say of all the players in last year's playoffs, had some of the most dramatic individual shots we have seen from one guy in a long time.
He did, and you know, you forget he's done that really over the course of his entire career.
Sure.
Just kind of funny to see him doing it in a Wizards jersey, but you talked about it. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. So many big moments over the course of his career, and also for all the kids out there, the best maybe footwork we have in our game. If you want to improve as a player, watch Paul Pierce's footwork.
Tipped away. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
There's 1:26 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Griffin. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Curry with a wide open look. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Los Angeles leading by 11. And the Clippers miss again. He feeds it to Bogut. And the pass to Iguodala. Barbosa dishes to Iguodala. Curry. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And they double up Paul. Back to Pierce. Here's Griffin, and he slams it down right on top of Andrew.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Warriors have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Kicks it to Rush. Back to Curry. Iguodala, that's a two-pointer. And it is good! And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very...
Blake, everything.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers, for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Going out the wings, it's Iguodala and Barnes. Bogut out there with Festus Ezeli, and it's Livingston in at the one. That's the Warriors 5.
And Redick is just an unbelievable three-point shooter. It's not just his volume, it's his pinpoint accuracy. By the end of last season, Redick was 40% from behind the arc for his career. And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Green, he's checked in for Bogut. And it's Klay Thompson in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson passes to Barnes. Kept alive. The feed now to Green. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Here's Ezeli. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Smith. Clippers leading by 12. Stevenson. Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Festus Ezeli. Bogut comes in for Harrison Barnes. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. The Clippers also changing it up. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Josh Smith. And it's Crawford in for Johnson. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Green. And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work.
Curry's shot is off.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
The dish now to Bogut. Outside for Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Iguodala's drive. No good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And Stevenson kicks to Griffin. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line.
Griffin just having a terrific game. 16 points and a block. Really dominating this game, just taking it over.
And really, the fact that he's making it look so effortless while he's doing it. And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game. This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Green dishes to Thompson. Iguodala, the pass to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Shot clock at 6. Shot to stop the run. Curry can't get it to go. And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain feel, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Beautiful play by Lance Stephenson. He's as gifted a passer as we have in the league.
They kick it out to Green. Back to Bogut. Thompson in the corner. Iguodala, the pass to Curry. To the left side wing. Outside, Green. Shot from the wing. Here's Bogut, and it's blocked by Jordan. Knocked away. And Redick kicks to Stevenson. Jordan dishes to Griffin. Pass to Redick. Back to Griffin. And he goes. So Golden State will get the first possession. Green kicks to Spates. Griffin with the steal. It's stolen by Green. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. To the paint. Here's Green. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart. And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Here's Green following the basket by DeAndre Jordan.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Redick dishes to Jordan. Pierce with a wide open look. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Feeds it to Barnes. Livingston kicks to Barnes. Stolen by Pierce. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. The Warriors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Thompson, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom, was a Division I volleyball player.
And, you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball at Washington State.
Here in the first quarter, with about 2 minutes gone by, Paul, no one around him. His 3-pointers off the mark. And the Warriors with possession here. 4-point game. And Thompson kicks to Green. Nobody near Barnes. And he's good on the 3-ball. Barnes has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Ball goes in. Barnes against Pierce. Redick is in the corner. Fires from deep. Jordan against Spates. And the dunk by Jordan.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean that was, Kevin. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Some changes for Golden State. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Green. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. And Griffin slams it in.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-handed.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Paul passes to Pierce. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
The offensive rebound. Spates kicks to Barnes. Curry attacking. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Clippers leading by 3. Paul outside. Passes it to Griffin. And he slams it one-handed.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it
sir.
down hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Now here's Curry. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Outside, Pierce. Jordan with a screen on Iguodala. 6 to shoot. And Pierce, here we go. Back to Griffin. And he jams it with authority.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clark, he embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
Some changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Azili comes in for Barnes. And it's Thompson in for Andre Iguodala. Here's Azili and Curry. Here we go. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. Cole Aldridge, he's checked in for the Clippers. Crawford comes in for Blake Griffin. Here's Curry. Knocks down the 10-footer. Curry's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Paul for 3. Can't get it to go. The Warriors go the other way. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so They will award the basket there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Griffin's checked in for the Clippers. Paul with the three. The rebound by Ezeli.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark.
And they're pushing it up. Here's Crawford. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
And it's Pierce in the corner. The Warriors pull it in.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes. And DeAndre Jordan not a focal point offensively for this team, but as a defender, he understands. Well, Jordan, a man who knows what his job is, and he likes his job, Clark, and does it very, very well. He is excelling.
Yeah, he is. He may not be the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, but he is certainly the Clippers' Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan's become a defensive beast, an animal defensively, and really the thing of it is he's still learning and growing, and he's going to continue to get better, which is scary.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Redick and Crawford, the sharpshooters outside. Griffin is out there with Pierce, and it's Paul in at the point guard position. Iguodala. And it takes a hard bounce.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Green with the block. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Griffin with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Paul for three. And another three for the Clippers. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Clippers?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
And Thompson sends it back. Green dishes to Iguodala. The drive by Thompson.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Crawford. Misses off the right iron. Warriors trail by 7.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Iguodala kicks to Thompson. And Green with the basket on the assist by Thompson.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
And an interesting byproduct of Blake Griffin extending his shooting range and his perimeter defense, Clark, his rebounding numbers have gone way down.
Well, it's hard to have it both ways, Kevin. I mean, the team needs him to keep working on his perimeter game, and if he's out on the perimeter, it makes it tougher for him to get rebounds inside.
Spates checked in for Golden State. Harrison Barnes comes in for Klay Thompson. Deflects the pass. Here's Livingston. Here's Green. Clock is at 3. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Warriors with some changes. Barbosa comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Stephen Curry in for Sean Livingston. Paul kicks to Pierce. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Paul Pierce.
And on the topic of Griffin's rebounding, there's another force that helps submarine his numbers. DeAndre Jordan. Over the past few seasons, as Jordan's boards went up, Griffin's have gone down. Now, you'd think with the 2 elite rebounders that the team would finish better than 20th in rebounding last year, but that's another story.
Paul against Curry. Now Paul. He has 6. The dish to Pierce. From the baseline. Green with the block. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Estes Ezeli, he's checked in for Green. The Clippers also changing it up. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Smith in for Jamal Crawford. And stolen by Spates. And now running up the court, Barbosa pushing it up. Off with the layup. Clippers leading by 7.
And back to Griffin for a minute. I think he will soon find a balance between his emerging perimeter game and his rebounding. 7.5 boards a game, far too few for him last year. He's likely to return to double-digit rebounding averages, I think, sometime soon.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide-open 3.
Paul passes to Jordan. A rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today. Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Lance Stephenson's checked in for the Clippers.
And guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
The time for the ball. Kicks it out to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Well, you knew things would be different for Lance Stevenson out of Indiana, but it wasn't in a positive way at all.
Yeah, he really struggled to find a role with Charlotte, the team he signed with. But remember, he was more of the point forward, had the ball in his hands in Indiana. Not the case with Charlotte, and also rumored to be traded all last season.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, for Stevenson, he saw a regression in almost every part of his game last year. Ended up riding the bench down the stretch.
And for Stevenson, it's really hard to readjust to a new system. I mean, he still has all the tools he had in Indy, so he could be a bounce-back candidate this year and beyond.
And guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer, and Clark the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
To me, that's got to be the target. Make sure you manage the clock effectively so you do get the last shot. Well, I tell you what, they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy, fast break baskets.
And on a really nice run here. And defensively, you've got to force them to operate in the half court. It allows you to put bodies on bodies.
And here's Stevenson for 3. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Paul, how would you assess the team's performance on both sides of the ball thus far tonight?
Well, I thought we turned the ball a little bit. We didn't get back on defense. We just got to settle in defensively, rebound the ball, and get to a rhythm offense. I think we've been doing a well job offense.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 14 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive bench because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the three, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3-ball.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Draymond Green is out there with Maurice Spates, and it's Livingston in at the point guard. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Barnes dishes to Thompson. Stolen by Stevenson. And it's Smith penetrating. Green with the block. And they get it back. Johnson. It's stolen by Green. And here comes Livingston. Leading the fast break. Good. Now it's a 4-point Warrior lead.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Barnes kicks to Spates. He feeds it to Livingston. And taken away by Paul. Smith outside. And Stevenson with the basket on the assist by Smith.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him. You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
Some changes. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. And Steph Curry subbed in for Klay Thompson. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Griffin's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for Wesley Johnson. J.J. Redick's checked in for Smith. And it's Crawford in for Chris Paul.
And with Smith and his shooting, a lot of it is mental. I mean, he has a terrific stroke from anywhere. The free throws are all in his head because he can make threes. He's just got to be a little more focused.
Golden State moving it around. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
But they get it back. Bogut the pass to Curry. Back to Bogut. Iguodala left side. Griffin with the steal. Crawford drives in. Back to Stevenson. Redick is in the corner. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And, you know, thinking again about Smith, he made some big shots for the Rockets last year, but you never know quite what you're going to get with him taking perimeter shots.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Crawford dishes to Griffin. No good. Great D that time from Iguodala.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Curry, good. Here's Stevenson. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Right. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Curry attacking. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Stevenson kicks to Griffin. To the inside. Redick. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same. And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Bazili's checked in for Bogut. And it's Barbosa in for Steph Curry.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
Crawford passes to Pierce. And the rejection by Azili. The feed to Barbosa. And Griffin sends it back. It's Redick on the wing. He's covered by Iguodala. Throws it up high.
Boy, you got to love the picture-perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
Counts for 2.
Yeah, it does. Almost makes it a little more special, though, when you can have a little bit of grace as opposed to just the full Monty with the power.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And the Warriors with some changes. Spates checked in for Green. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Thompson in for Sean Livingston.
Timeout for the Clippers.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Leandro Barbosa. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Smith comes in for J.J. Redick. Rivers, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And Chris Paul subbed in for Jamal Crawford. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Change here. Thompson's checked in. Los Angeles calls timeout.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Curry's checked in for the Warriors. Clippers trail by 5. It's Pierce on the wing. Looking to end his cold spell. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Need to tighten it up.
So it's both teams making. Pass to Thompson. Right side, Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one. Paul dishes to Jordan. Up in time. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Oracle Arena, let's keep it going. Warriors girls. Your Warriors girls. Put your hands together.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat.
Warriors call
Timeout called the Warriors. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. Also set a franchise high for road wins.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. It's been a hard-fought game, and he just wanted to give his guys a chance to catch their breath, saying, listen, we're right there. Let's make a push right here, put some pressure on them. Let's come out swinging. Kevin?
And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. Here's Curry with the 3. They get the rebound. Iguodala kicks to Barnes. And stolen by Redick. It's deflected. Curry with the steal. Oh, and here comes Iguodala all alone. And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
Paul against Curry. Paul passes to Jordan. It's stolen by Green. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
And Green gets it to go.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Tipped away. Curry with the steal. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. What a sweet assist by CP3.
Iguodala kicks to Thompson. Some nice passing by Golden State. The shot by Curry, no good.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
Warriors with the rebound. 4-on-3 break. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
Griffin grabs the board. Griffin's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Barnes kicks to Thompson, to the middle, and stolen by Jordan. Griffin dishes to Pierce. Kept alive to take the lead. Tries again. Poke loose. It's stolen by Curry. And here comes Livingston, leading the fast break. Out to Thompson. Launches a 3. No good. Paul with the defensive effort.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
Yep, and the results on the scoreboard are attributed to how they've been out-rebounded thus far.
And that misses. That would have put him up.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
And the wide open shot from Green. And again, no good by Golden State. The Clippers trail. Left side, Griffin. Back to Pierce. Jordan inside. Curry meets him. That puts them in the lead. 14 points for Jordan.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Timeout called the Warriors. They trail by 1. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Some changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Curry. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Sean Livingston. The drive by Thompson. Pierce with the rebound. The Clippers in the lead. Dishes it to Redick. And it's Pierce in the corner. Again, Pierce missing.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Clippers?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And I also love what they've done defensively in terms of closing out to the shooters, getting a hand up, just making them feel a little uncomfortable on the offensive end. Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Redick passes to Jordan. Inside. Here's Griffin. No luck. And Golden State will come the other way.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And they go to the intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. What an opportunity here.
Boy, a chance to take the lead. Huge right here.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a three-point game.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a three-point attempt.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're losing by 3. 12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the three. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
Here's Curry. Lets it go with a 3. Count it! Oh, that was an enormous three-pointer. 7 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Rivers kicks to Crawford. It's good! Buries the game-winning shot!
Oh! And he wins it at the buzzer.